16 years went by in a blur, and Sika Pa had grown into a beautiful teenage girl. But there was a problem. Her eyes. Her emerald green eyes had become the fear of the town. "She's cursed," people whispered behind her as she walked away from her house. Mr. and Mrs. Gyamfi watches their daughter's back, worry evident on their faces. Sika Pa curiously looked around. "It's been 10 years now, and so much has changed," she murmured to herself. She recalled back to how 10 years ago when she was 6, an old woman shouted and collapsed after seeing her eyes. "Devil!" The woman pointed and yelled before collapsing. From then on, her parents locked her away in their home. Still, everything she saw, touched or mentioned, ceased to exist. Now looking around, she noticed the greenery she loved so much had been replaced with brown rotten trees. The farmlands she used to play in are now muddy and deserted. The once lively forest looked haunted. Everyone who once adored her eyes now averted their gazes every time she made eye contact. It's not like she cared what people thought about her. Well, that was what she thought until, according to the prophecy, the bearer of the soul of Sika is to be sacrificed. "Thy soul return to the woods, and thy body join reunited with thy flesh." The chief's words were like a bucket of cold water poured on her. Her ears began to ring, and the last thing she heard was 2 years before the world went black. Sika Pa woke up in her room with a jolt, her heart drumming in her chest like she just woke up from a nightmare. Amina's sobs were the first thing she heard, followed by, "No, she won't go." Then a loud bang. One town folks burst in, her mother tightly grabbing the man's leg. "Let go of me!" The man shook his food, but Amina wouldn't budge. With a loud crash, the man smashed a nearby flower vase on her head. Sika Pa watched in horror as blood oozed from Amina's head as she laid lifeless on the floor. Grabbing Sika Pa by the arm, the man dragged Sika Pa out of the room. Papa Kojo laid there motionless as a kitchen knife stuck in his back, blood gushing out of the wound. Sika Pa was thrown into a dark room, the weight of the prophecy pressing down on her. 3 days went by and not a single food or water had been given to her. The sight of her parents' death bodies replay in her head like a horror movie. The darkness of the room did very little to help. Days turned into months, and Sika Pa had not seen the light of the day. She had to eat the bugs that would occasionally appear in the darkness. She had lost all hope in life. Her once glowing emerald eyes were now hollow and lifeless. One evening, a crack suddenly appeared through the door. "Is anyone there?" a voice asked. Silence. "Listen, I know you're there, and I just want to help." Silence. "Okay, you know something. I'll come back for you. Wait for me. I won't disappoint." Sika Pa looked at the crack, a slither of hope crawling back into her heart. Would he come back? I didn't even speak, she thought to herself. Later that day, footsteps could be heard in front of the door. "Miss, are you still there?" Silence. "I'm here to help you." Finally, Sika Pa walked to the door and crouched down. "I'm here," her hoarse voice sounded. "Okay. Listen. I'm going to try and open the door. When the crack widens, I want you to crawl through." "Can you do that?" the voice asked. Sika Pa looked at the crack silently and finally spoke. "Are you sure you want to help me? I might end up killing you too." There was silence on the other side, then suddenly a pair of hands grabbed the end of the wooden crack and pulled it. With a creak, the crack widened, and without a word, Sika Pa crawled through. The cool night wind hit her face the moment she crawled out. It felt as if she let go of the breath she held in. She closed her eyes, feeling the cool air on her body. Her dirty clothes clung to her. Her small face was masked with dirt. "And we need to leave quickly." Sika Pa turned toward the sound. A boy her age stood with his hands to his hips. His dark brown eyes seemed to reflect the softness of the moon as he looked at Sika Pa. Without a word, Sika Pa turned and led the way, thus beginning their journey of love, friendship, pain, and loss, to be continued.